All right, hey everyone, JMac here. I think it might be streaming to Twitter as well. We will see if that works or not. There was actually an option in Ecamm Live to do that, so I think it all might work. We'll see. I don't know. I don't even know how the comments are like aggregated. So anyway, if you're watching live, let me know in the comments. We'll see how those come across. Maybe it aggregates them. That'd be cool if it did. Anyway, today I want to go over creating OG images for blog post. So if we look at like blog.laravelship.com, I recently kind of just started adding some deeper dives into kind of how Shift works, some of the automation it does, how it does some of that automation. Hey Bernard, how's it going? Cool, YouTube. Okay, so you're coming from YouTube. Good. All right, well, we'll see. We'll see if somehow the Twitter says where they're coming from. It seems like maybe it does aggregate the comments. That's pretty nice. Anyway, when I go to share this link, I think there's like a link tester down here. If we go down here to testing the social preview, we'll see that if I plug this in and hit check, I don't think there's any OG images that are part of this. Again, brand new blog, just kind of set this up, customize the design with Tailwind and whatnot. So what I'd like to do is generate these images automatically. Really just take like this deep dive bit, take this customization headers, maybe like a read time, things of that automatically generate this. And I'm actually doing this on Laravel Shift itself. So if we go here, these images that are screenshots from the pages are actually all generated. I do that right now with a GitHub action. I think it's browser shot. So of course, Spatie has a package for this. So if we look at Spatie browser shot, they have a method for kind of taking a screenshot of a web page. So what I've done is just make, this is really just a designed page blade template, and it's full page, and it just takes a screenshot of that at a certain resolution to give me these. It's pretty nice, actually. Jess and I built that a while back. So browser shot's an option. But again, it takes Puppeteer, so we kind of put it in GitHub Actions, so it's not like totally automated. It's got a lot of setup to it. So again, I think it's pretty nice. That's warranted a fair trade-off if you're doing something pretty elaborate, maybe like these, super designed screenshots. But if I just want like a really simple SEO, OG image that has the information from the blog post itself, I think this is more appropriate. And I stumbled upon this package. Titan recently had, Titan blog OG image. I saw something they shared, here we go. They shared this just a few weeks ago using Jekyll, and here you go, this image here. And they could basically create one. They have a static site generator, Jigsaw. I use this for some of my other blogs. Unfortunately, I'm actually not using it for my Shift blog. I was kind of trying some other stuff. So I won't be able to integrate it the way they're doing it here, but I stumbled upon Simon's package here to generate this because of their blog post. So, and again, out of the box, this is kind of what it gives you. So let's kind of take a look at Simon's package. Let's see if I can tweak the inner workings of this to maybe be like an acceptable image for me, something that's not at least stock. I could take the Shift colors here, maybe this little chiclet kind of banner, the Shift logo. It'd be cool if I could incorporate some of those things. So let's just kind of hack on that for like 15 minutes and kind of see how that ends up looking, right? So, all right. I've got Simon's package installed. Now it's not actually listed here, but this requires ImageMagick. Now I'm still running Brew and everything locally. So if we kind of cat out our composer.json file, I've gone ahead and required this just to avoid any kind of lag in downloading it. So let's take a look at the actual code. And again, the requirement of this is ImageMagick. So if you don't have ImageMagick installed, it's a quick install either through Brew. If you're still on that, like I said, I am on my iMac. It's still pretty old. I haven't moved to Herd as I have on my laptop. If it's in Herd, I'm pretty sure it's just a checkbox to include that additional extension. So anyway, a little more lightweight of a dependency than Browser Shot. Again, Browser Shot might be something I end up using. I'm familiar with it, so we'll kind of see in tomorrow's stream. But today's stream, I really just want to see what's involved here, like how difficult is this. So I've taken their example from their README. We installed it. We took their example here. I put a PHP tag around it and dropped in this vendor auto load, again, just because I'm running a real simple site right now, or project. So if I go PHP script, give it a second, it's generating some images. All right, cool. And if we go back and it creates a test script. So if we open test PNG, here we go. Here, this is what it generates for us out of the box. So let's take a second and customize this a little bit. Again, I don't need this subtitle. I don't think I'm gonna put like a sub description. So let's kind of drop that out, or let's maybe understand how these methods work. Again, the Titan blog outlines it pretty well. I'm just kind of curious what these other things are. So let's make this like not red. Let's instead make this like 0000 AA. Let's make it blue or something. RGB, yeah, blue. Old school CSS there. All right, so let's see what this looks like. Okay, cool. So that's our accent color is this blue. Okay, so it looks like the border and our URL are in blue currently. We've got this border. All right, we have a URL here, some blog post. It seems like under the covers it just takes the top level domain. So that's interesting. And then we have this description. I'm curious if we drop the description out, does it just remove that whole section and like center things, or are we gonna have to kind of control that layout? So again, I'm just kind of toying with it here. Let's see what it does and doesn't do. Okay, so it leaves space for this description here. We'd probably want things to be more centered. Yeah, interesting, okay. Background just waves, opacity 2. Okay, so that's these, they're real faint maybe on the stream, but there's a little pattern that's going on in the background there. And then the tester. Okay, so this is really all we're configuring right now. Again, there might be some kind of way to say like no description. I don't think so. Let's start reading the blog post and the README instead of continuing to hack around here. So, but it seems like a pretty straightforward API and it's quick. So this definitely does what we want. It wouldn't be impossible to, automate this in a loop to make them for new posts, right? To take the data from the post and plug it into this. So pretty straightforward API. I think what I want to do with this stream is, again, before I decide on it, how feasible is it for me to kind of customize the look of this just a little bit more, not a lot, but just a bit more. So let's kind of read through the README. All right, cool. Hey JT, how's it going? Okay, so here's their example. We've done the same thing. It makes an image class, checking your images. Okay, we already went to that site a minute ago to kind of see what the blog for Shift has. It doesn't have anything. Conveniently, you can save. All right, we've done that. If you prefer to store your images, we do toString. We can put them out to S3 or something, it looks like. Okay, some other service object, cool. Image format makes PNG by default. You can do okay, so we can change the format if we need to. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. Throughout the OG, colors can be expressed in hex codes, RGBA, and HTML named colors. Okay, interesting. Background, okay, right now it's using just waves, that's fine. We can repeat our own background, it looks like. Borders, okay. Available positions. So it seems like it's got its own kind of like styling for each one of these sections. That's interesting. So removing default borders, you can remove the default border from the image by chaining the border method. Okay, let's leave that alone for now. Theme, light and dark. Okay, let's see what dark looks like. I'm curious. I wonder if, can OG images actually be swapped out as for light and dark mode? That'd be nuts. Let's see here. Import theme, I guess. Theme dark, maybe that's not right. Import, which theme is it? This theme? There we go. Let's see what this looks like. Again, just kind of toying around to see what's possible here. Okay, dark mode. So obviously our blue color is kind of lame, but dark mode's nice. Probably not what I would use though. Let's keep going. What else is available? Creating themes. Themes are simple classes that implement theme interface. However, you can create your own. All right, fair. There are currently 2 fonts available with variants Enter and Roboto. All right, custom fonts. Okay, so we can customize the fonts. We can customize the background image. Fine. Yeah, so I could customize the background image and take this maybe and just align it to the top, so that's a possibility. And then I have just a raw background color of kind of this. This is probably like gray 50, I think, from Tailwind. So we could get that actual color though. So that's possible. Yeah, background color, cool. Layouts, oh, here we go. 2UP, GitHub Basic. Okay. GitHub Basics. Okay, cool. Let's see, how does this work? How do you like write? Oh, there's not a code sample for layout. Okay. I assume, yeah, there it is. I assume it's layout. And what do we pass layout? We pass layout of layout. Okay, fair enough. All right, so we can say new GitHub, I think, new GitHub Basic. There we go. Let's pass this and see what it looks like as a difference. All right, so let's run this again. And what do we get out? Okay, same general thing, but it's, yeah. It's slightly different, Lowercase, I see lowercase here on this. The bordering's changed a bit. We could probably drop border here and see what happens. Maybe it's just built, yeah, it's just built in. Okay, so out of the box, this probably isn't gonna be exactly what I want. Again, we've spent 3 minutes playing with it. I think it's very extendable, but the point is I don't think there's gonna be a magic theme and layout available out of the box that's going to be perfectly what I want, of course. I would obviously need to customize that, just as I would if I made my own like OG image template, in like Figma or whatnot. So that's totally fair. And in fact, I think this is where the Titan blog maybe comes in to play. Let's see what that has. So we've installed this, they've dropped in this demo, and we've proven the same thing, what we get. Package comes with 2 themes, light and dark, 2 font, okay, cool. Source, basic background, okay, cool. So here we go, function store image. I'm just kind of curious, what is Titan? What are they changing? What's their final OG image look like? Maybe it gives me a little more out of the box, right? So again, we can tweak this theme and change the colors. We know we can do that. They've got their own background gradient here, this thing. That's okay, I don't necessarily need that. No border, so they drop off the border, they bring in a title and a description. And again, I don't have a description, so I kind of want to get rid of that part. Okay, so they're pulling stuff from this. Store image, get OG image. Okay, so now they're kind of integrating with, this is kind of a script within Jigsaw. Again, I'm familiar enough with Jigsaw while I'm not using it for Shift's blog. I do use it for my personal blog. And I know that you can make these little scripts, these little postscript callbacks that have access to your pages and your posts, and you're able to generate your images that way. Okay, cool. I thought they went on, Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought they went on to make their own. I thought they spent a little more time making their own template or theme. I don't know exactly what it's called. Their own OG image through Simon's OG package here. So they unfortunately do not. Okay. I'm so used to working in like, Blade or HTML or whatever, right? That this is reminding me of like laying out my files and like programmatically when I was working in iOS. Like if you get in here, like you're kind of relative positioning things, you're setting the text, the font, the color. This is very like, again, cool API, but it just reminds me in my head of like laying out desktop applications or iPhone applications through a programmatic API, right? Yeah, I mean, name, text, color, font, size, the box, it's kind of box model, it's positioning. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so we can I could clearly copy GitHub basic layout, drop the positioning of this description box, again, if description, it adds the feature, and then make the title feature box, larger, push it down, things of that nature. So I don't think this would be too crazy to do. Size, position, 00400. This is the title box. Let's play with this as we would inside of a browser. Let's kind of, yes, I want to edit this raw. I want to edit the vendor file just to kind of mess around. Let's see, is there like a background? There's not a background. There is a color. Title font. That must be the font color. I was curious if you could, oh, okay, look at this. Position 00 relative to the rest. Okay, yeah, so this is relative positioning. So it kind of pushes things down as you move the URL and so forth. It already checks if you have the description or not. I think we could get rid of that. The height of this is 400. Do you just need like some really long blog posts? Some blog post title that is quite long, quite big and quite long. Okay, so what does this look like? I think it's a matter of like, what else do I want in here? I think what I would want, I'm half tempted to mock this up in HTML and Tailwind, and like then kind of bring it back into Simon's thing, because the positioning I think would be a lot easier to like figure out if I, smashed down an image and took these pieces, because again, this is just an SVG. It can be pulled over as a background image. We saw that that's possible. So let's do this. I think I'll toy with that off stream, and then tomorrow just kind of recap what I've done. Let's lay out the general idea in our head, and then I'm going to bring that to life, I think, off stream. I think me muddling through relative positioning and styling probably doesn't make for the best stream. So I think we've got the basic idea here. What I would want, let's keep this layout, or I'll probably end up copying this layout, but I think what I want is shift top border, right? It's like the ... thing, and then the full line. So we want that, the shift top border, and then we would probably want the shift logo, right? And then underneath that, what I'm thinking is if we go back and look at the shift blog, so blog.laravelShift.com, if we go into one of these, we have this kind of deep dive, right? And again, this accent color would be perfect to just take the shift accent color. So it's kind of like what we're seeing here. Basically this top section, let me move these streaming comments out of the way. Like, I kind of want this, right? Like, that's our OG image. Let me bring this up here. So like this. Kind of like this, you know, not exactly. I think shift could be smaller. Maybe it's moved over here. Again, that's the part we can play with in the stream tomorrow. But I think the OG image at a base would look kind of like this with some things moved around. So maybe the shift logo goes in the bottom right corner, you know, with the web link underneath it, before it, whatever, you know, blog.laravelshift.com. I don't think that has to be dialed in today. I also think a read time would be pretty cool. I know the whole point of like sharing your links is to get people to go and click through to it. So maybe a read time like puts people off, but at the same time, I think that's informative. Like if you're sharing a blog, but it takes 25 minutes to read it, you know, it's not that I wouldn't read it, it's just I might not read it right then. I'm going to come back and click through to it later, right? I don't know. I think a read time might be nice. So I think the deep dive portion, I think a read time, I think a title, I think those things would be nice. So again, let's just kind of figure out the different elements that I want on this. So we have shift logo, we have blog.laravelshift.com. What else do I want? I, of course, want the title of post. I want the category of post, read time, question mark. And then what else did we say? Kind of looking at this, we got the deep dive, we got the logo, we've got the top little chiclets, I'm calling them. Yeah, so I think in a very, very rough way, I think maybe it looks kind of like that. It's got a top border, it's got the title of the post, maybe, or category of the post, maybe a read time underneath it, the blog.laravelshift.com, and then the shift logo as almost like a little watermark, I think, in the bottom corner, right? I wonder if we can kind of toy with this. Can I paste that? Yeah, let's move things around here. Let's cut this. Let's see if we can get this kind of the way we want. Let's cut this out. All right, so that kind of goes up here. This kind of comes down here. We're gonna need some white here to like quickly remove things. This is pretty dirty here, but you're getting the idea. Whoops. Let's paste that, move this over here. Oh my gosh, so close. Oh, I guess we can expand it, right? Yeah, let's stretch this out. Stretch you out. There we go, that's more like it. All right, keep going, keep going. A little bit more, whoop, whoop, not that much. All right, cool. Okay, so yeah, kind of like this, maybe deep dive looking at it. Maybe this deep dive part goes up here. Yeah, I'll have to toy with it more, but the point is yeah, I think this is kind of going the way I want. Whoop. A little bit larger. Again, this is the part that's painful and I don't think would make for a fun stream. But I think if I move this down, I had the little chiclets at the top, maybe a read time with blog.laravelshift right there. And then of course all posts would not be there. We can finish at least that part. Let's copy a little bit of this, paste it up there, cover that up. Okay. This I think is enough to get started. Again, I can always tweak it after the fact. This is what we're going for. I think we can use the OG package to get it to look like this. So what I'm gonna do off stream is I'm gonna bring in these assets, I'm gonna get these colors, I'm gonna do all that kind of grunt work, and then tomorrow, same time, same place, I'll stream again and I'll have kind of the layout file generated. We'll see if we can generate this part, and then we'll start automating that, because anytime, of course, I make a post, I'll want to go ahead and put that into place, but then also I'll need to kind of backfill that as well. So maybe we'll make a little custom script where you can pass it the name of your blog post markdown file or whatever it is, and maybe it reads it out, right? So cool. All right, well, hopefully this streamed both to YouTube and to Twitter. We'll see my reactions on there. Yeah, it was my first attempt at that, so hopefully it was fun. But again, tune in tomorrow, same time, same place. we'll see if we can get this actually programmatic through, or programmed through Simon's OG package. Cool. Thanks, everyone.